Now we look at the oligopoly market with a cartel. So we have collusion amongst the firms. And we're going to do a duopoly, so we're just going to have a firm 1 and firm 2. And we want to show that if market demand was P equals A minus B Q, and marginal cost was a constant of C, then we would have this as our equilibrium quantity and price. And this quantity is for one firm. So firm 1 and firm 2 would both have that as their quantity. This would be the individual profit that they would both get. It's the same for both firms. And if we want to look at the market figures, then this would be the total market quantity and the total market profit. Okay. So we're going to start with that demand curve. And we know our goal as a firm is to maximize profit. Okay, so there's two options. We could either get the marginal revenue curve and set it equal to marginal cost. Okay, that would maximize profit. Or alternatively, we can get the profit function and maximize it. Okay, by taking the derivative of that curve with respect to quantity and setting it equal to 0 to get a maximum point. All right, so we'll write that out. So we want to maximize profit. All right, so what is profit? Well, profit, if we just want to think in words, is revenue minus costs. Okay, so what is our revenue here? We have price times quantity. So we could write that, price times quantity minus, and we'll have the marginal cost times quantity. Okay, so we're going to substitute in the inverse demand function for price here. So we're going to take that from this equation. So we'll replace P with A minus BQ, and then we have times Q minus CQ. And I'll just expand that out to simplify it. Now we want to take the derivative of profit with respect to quantity. And we're going to set that equal to 0 to get a maximum point. Okay, so we can now solve that. Let's just put the 2BQ on the other side because we want to isolate for Q. So we're going to divide by 2B. Right? And then we'll just rewrite that as Q equals A minus C over 2B. Now, if I label this as equation 1 and this as equation 2, we're going to substitute 2 into 1. Okay, so now we take that inverse demand function. We're going to substitute in our expression for Q. We can see that the B's cancel. We want everything over 2, so we'll put 2A minus A, and this will be plus C. And that simplifies to price equals A plus C over 2. So if we remember from before, profit is going to be our price times quantity minus our cost times quantity. Another way of writing that would be price minus marginal cost times quantity. Okay. So if we have the price of A plus C over 2, and then we can do minus C all times quantity. And then let's get that over the same denominator here. So we'd have A plus C minus 2C all over 2 inside the brackets there. And instead of quantity, I'm going to replace quantity with what it is. So that's A minus C over 2B from before. Let's simplify this first bracket. We have an A plus C minus 2C, so that's an A minus C all over 2. And this is A minus C all over 2B. So now we can multiply these. We multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, so we have A minus C squared all over 4B, which is what we were looking for. So that is our profit Okay, and that is the profit for the entire market. And the way that we know that is because we were using the big Q, which means the market quantity. So that's the total quantity. And then because it's a cartel, we're going to split this evenly between the two firms. So profit for either firm 1 or firm 2 will just be our market profit divided by 2. So dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1/2. So we'll write it as A minus C squared all over 8B, which is what we were looking for. So that's just the market profit divided by 2. And then we can also do the same for quantity. So we had the big quantity was A minus C over 2B, and we need to split that in half. So we multiply by 1/2, and we get A minus C over 4B. So that's just big quantity divided by 2. And we have shown those equations that we were looking to show.